Rap News Street Politics, the best hood channel on YouTube, back with the West Side Denvers, the PDLs though, Pasadena Denver Lane, with the Fruittown Brims in the fourth installment that we doing on the robbery crews and flock teams coming out of LA. Now for everybody that's seen that last installment with Inglewood family, some of the snitches in that video, we know who it is, got the video stripped down. We had to put it back up, and they still trying to get it stripped down off of YouTube. Out of 14 days, it's done 190,000 views. And if they keep tapping it, we gonna have to just give it to the members. But we back with the fourth installment of How to Rob, and this time we leaving the play extenders behind. The PDL striking for 200,000 straight cash off the target. But it didn't stop at that point. They also went on a demonic ceremonial murder spree 4 months after hitting for 200 racks. And one of the individuals these dudes are accused of knocking down turned out to be an ally of Denver Lane. They was asking no questions. And as we see, everything has culminated in another federal indictment centered around multiple spots in the Lancaster Palmdale area. Now, before we get started, y'all know we gotta hit y'all with the disclaimer. We do not condone any acts of violence, robbery, murder, or criminal activity on Rap News Street Politics. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Don't do no wild shit like we've seen a couple other people doing as of lately. This is how to rob, as well as go on a demonic murder spree after you hit for the bag, hypothetically, with the best hood channel on YouTube.
Brody killed the nigga, that's some bloods, we can't say his name. Screaming free LIM, bloods free 3K. Flying down good, oh yeah, you know I'm really 3K. Lil' Brody hit me up, you know I'm pulling up, I'm finna spray. Yeah, I'm Lil Papa crap on bloods, I really earned my name. When I killed the nigga, police ping up, I ain't say a thing.
Now we gotta start this off with the star of the show. We got Jerry Wembley Jr. coming out of Pasadena Denver Lane Bloods, aka Lil Papa CK. Now we gonna have a few papas out of the lineage of that name. And since the name is derogatory, we'll do better at showing you than telling you. But Jerry Wembley is the star of the show, and he's accompanied with an individual that some of you may know on the rap scene, Roman Isaiah Smith, aka Siete Boy from Fruittown Brims. But you know how we do. We gotta say everything that we finna speak on are allegations set forth by the federal government, and the details we going through with this paperwork are results of their investigation. These dudes are innocent until proven guilty. These federal indictments just dropped less than a year ago. Everybody we speaking on is still fighting for their life. Now to jump it off, we gotta go all the way back to January 31st, 2024. An old Hispanic couple is walking into the Chase Bank off of 47th Street in Palmdale. They got their workers' comp check, $315,000. They trying to sit it down in Chase and finally getting to enjoy some money after a slip and fall on a job. Now, when they trying to cash this workers' comp check, y'all know how the bank go. You're not just coming out with $300,000 right then and there. So Chase, let them know we don't have that much money in. We'll call you when we have it. So they deposit it right there and they wait. Now, little do they know, it's some people inside that bank that's tapped in with their members. It's a bank teller by the name of Jasmine Colin, who was watching the whole situation with this older couple cashing this workers' comp check. And she was working with another individual that was the security guard for Chase named Tiana Graves. Now, Tiana worked for Ally Universal, and she stated that she's had communications with Jasmine about Jasmine calling her dude when it was time to press play on this old couple. Now, these two individuals inside of this branch seemingly knew the same people on the outside. And this is where Siete Boy girlfriend, whose last name is Shaw, starts having communication with the security guard, Tiana Graves. At this time, the old couple had been to Chase twice over the next week, picking up 10 racks at a time. And on February 8th, 2024, the bank calls them, tells them they have the rest of their money. They can come pick it up. So February 9th, 2024 pops up. The old couple pulls up to Chase around 11:58 in the morning. Tiana Graves, again, the security guard, sees this and starts hitting up Siete Boy baby mama. letting them know that them people is there. Siete Boy has also been in communication with Lil Papa. Now, the key thing about Lil Papa at this time is said that he's been starting to take some drugs and he's starting to trip. And it's been noted that he's grown increasingly violent and people around him are starting to take notice. But here he go, jumps in on this play, and while the old couple pops their head in the chase, a blue Chevy Silverado with the Texas license plates is rolling around Lancaster. It got hit on 13 different surveillance cameras from 7:56 in the morning at Avenue J in Lancaster all the way to 8:27 in the morning when it lands at the Chase Bank. Now, for the next 2 hours, the Chase camera catches this blue Chevy move around in different positions. Again, they already know these people is coming up here. They place the call to them, and Siete Boy and Lil Papa are in position. And right before 12 o'clock, when the old couple pops their head out of Chase, Lil Papa and Siete Boy is said to have rolled up on them with a stick and said, "On bloods, give me the bag." Snatched their purse with the $200,000 in it. The entire situation lasted no longer than 20 seconds. These dudes are back in the Chevy and they out of there. Now, if you've been watching the series, as you see, there's no play extenders. There's no extra merchandise you got to move around. These dudes are home free. So how could this possibly go wrong? About 4 hours later, 4:20 p.m. in the same day, the blue Chevy is found abandoned on 37th Street East and Avenue H in the city of Lancaster. The target vehicle was swabbed for DNA, and analysis of the DNA comes back to none other than Jerry Wembley Jr., aka Lil Papa CK. Not only that, a CVS pharmacy receipt is also located in the whip, matching the same CVS pharmacy that's 150 feet away from the Chase Bank. And the item of choice was a big lighter that was purchased from that CVS. When they pulled the camera from CVS, they watched one of the two men that they caught jumping out at the Chase Bank on surveillance, purchasing a big lighter inside of the CVS about an hour before the robbery. But not only that, this is an Enterprise rental car. This the same shit we keep seeing every time. Rental car, leaving shit in the car, on top of leaving your DNA in the car. These dudes had their eyes on the correct prize, not going for jewelry this time, straight cash, and they still couldn't get it right. When they pulled the historic geolocation data from the blue Chevy, they seen that it was previously parked at an address that matched the home of one previously provided to the DMV by Lil Papa. So this is when the noose start tightening up on these dudes. But we just getting started. Beginning on the next day, February 10th, 2024, through about March 8th, 2024, Lil Papa is hitting the Commerce Casino with the money, trying to wash it. He purchased a total of $34,500 in chips, and the casino records show him cashing out $168,700 in chips. They got him visiting the casino 11 times in this time span, washing the money. But in between these dudes counting their chips up and enjoying the spoils, even though the feds is doing their work on the back end, you know some gangbanging has to be done. So we know with Pasadena Denver Lane, this is one of the most active sets in the San Gabriel Valley as it stands. We got the most dangerous coming up at San Gabriel Valley dropping this year, where we going through every hood in the San Gabriel Valley, giving y'all the most dangerous and active, and you know for sure PDL is gonna be on that list. Now we know with the LA Denver Lanes and the Pasadena Denver Lanes, they repping one lane, two biddies. Pasadena Denver Lane has adopted the full political structure of LA Denver Lane, and they've grown in a very sizable way around Fair Oaks Avenue and Hammond Street in the city of Pasadena. Now PDL is broken up into multiple different cliques. 559 Summer Street, the low end, 882 the Tip Top Bloods, 754 Project Gangsta Bloods, SPGB the Snake Pit Gangsta Bloods, and the Flame Boys. Their main spot is gonna be the Kings Villages off of Fair Oaks and Hammond Street. That's the projects. Another spot is gonna be across the street from that at Jackie Robinson Park, also on Fair Oaks and Hammond. The Snake Pit being the Community Arms Apartments off of Summit and Painter, and would also aligning themselves with the political structure of the LA Denver Lane that goes with the beef. So they beefing with the Hoovers, they beefing with the Broadways, 11 Deuce, 5 Deuce, and of course they're gonna be beefing with the Raymonds. Now the Raymonds at one point I suppose, held a small section over here in Pasadena. We spoke on them when we talked about the 120 Raymonds, 120 being their most active. They also got 10 Deuce in Inglewood, but the PDLs are also beefing with the Raymonds, and they're also beefing with Southside Via Boys Trece out of Pasadena as well. But some more homegrown Crip beef being Duroc and Altadena Block. But with Lil Papa, he got his homies with him though. We got Vianney Richardson, aka Big Papa CK, and we got his little brother, Jerry Wembley III, aka Baby Papa CK. After this robbery at Chase, these dudes are looking to get active in a demonic ceremonial way in the name of their fallen homie Tiny Scrap, whose real name is Thad Chris Bear, an 18-year-old individual that was killed June 25th, 2022 in Lancaster off of Foxton Avenue, where he sustained a gunshot wound to the chest and nobody went down for that murder. Now here we are 4 months after the robbery at Chase on the 2-year anniversary of Tiny Scrap. Wembley has washed some of his money, Siete Boy is out the way, and Wembley is with his homies in Lancaster. The whole backdrop to this day was at the cemetery, and this is where they're celebrating the life and holding a vigil for Tiny Scrap. Now, Lil Papa, right before this situation, got Tiny Scrap blasted on his face. On the side of his face, 882 Tiny Scrap. We know 882 the Tip Top Bloods, and on the other side of his face, he blasted 754 CK Denver Guac. And he goes on and blasts CK on the back of his head. Like I said, some people said that he started to get on drugs and become more aggressive and start tripping. And this is where he finds himself at the Joshua Memorial Cemetery in Lancaster on June 25th, 2024. Now, while he's up there, his big homie, Big Papa, Vianney Richardson, is on his way, but he makes a quick move off of Avenue J4 in Lancaster at about 7:15 p.m. This is when he sees an individual that the paperwork refers to as WS, an individual from Hoover. And when he sees this dude, he lets off 12 rounds from the 40, hitting him multiple times over here off Avenue J4. WS suffered multiple gunshot wounds and was left on the scene. Now, Richardson arrives at the cemetery at 7:33 p.m. and they start going up, start getting into the spirit, getting into the mode. Big Papa just lays some shit down. Unknowingly though, WS survived this situation, but as you can imagine, he's fucked up off of being hit multiple times with the 40. This is when they start taking pictures at the cemetery in celebration. We see Big Papa completely flamed up, throwing up lanes. Behind him, we also see the white Mercedes that he's driving. The camera goes to Lil Papa, Jerry Wembley. He got the wife beater on with the gray Nike sweats and the 4s, and he also got a chain with Tiny Scrap initials on it. And he's wearing an identifying gold bracelet. The camera flashes to his little brother, Baby Papa. He's wearing a black wife beater with the gold chain, black sweats. And for approximately an hour between 7:33 and 8:34 p.m., they're at the gravesite of Tiny Scrap, planning to lay some shit down in his name. So they leave the gravesite at about 8:34 and they slide over to Wick Carter Park. Now, when they get to Wick Carter Park at around 8:44 p.m., they see an individual working underneath the car. In that car, they see a blue Nationals hat and automatically assume this dude is some crippin'. They fucked up on this move, made a mistake. They jump out on this dude, put 20 rounds up out of a 9mm, hitting 49-year-old Eddie Green multiple times, killing him right by Wick Carter Park. Eddie Green just so happened to be Stretch from Crenshaw Mafia Gangsta Bloods. This is an ally, and they killed him all over a blue hat. With the LA Denver Lanes, we know Crenshaw Mafia and them have an old, historic, long-standing alliance in the city. With PDL, again, adopting and upholding the same political structure as them, this would also be an ally to the PDLs. But as you see, these dudes are tripping. They own that in Lancaster. They going up for Tiny Scrap. And at approximately 8:54, they go back to the cemetery. Now, they're also joined by some unindicted co-conspirators that the paperwork says are individuals 1, 2, and 3. Night has failed, the red candles, red balloons are out. They've come off of multiple shootings, let off over 30 rounds total, killing one individual and severely wounding another. This is when the camera catches Baby Papa holding a gun to his ear, and everybody's in celebration. And a few minutes later, they leave the cemetery, and at 9:05, they're driving towards the Chevron gas station on East Avenue L. Now, at this same time, the crazy shit is they're in Lancaster and they're catching some LA enemies. They've already popped at somebody from Hoover. They fucked around and hit an ally from Crenshaw Mafia. We have a 17-year-old named Dupree Moore from 11 Deuce Broadway who is walking inside this gas station at 9:12 p.m. on the night of June 25th, 2024. Now, the situation with Dupree Moore, again, like I said, 17 years old. My son and his little brother are friends. His little brother got a bright future in football, a good kid, man, and both of them had loving family support around them. But it was just by chance that he was walking inside this gas station when these dudes was peeling off from Tiny Scrap gravesite. So Dupree pulls up, parks at pump 9, and walks inside. 9:14, the white Benz pulls up. Big, Lil, and Baby Papa are in the whip with 2 unindicted co-conspirators, and they pull up to pump 6. Now, individual 2 jumps out the Benz, goes inside the store, and there seemingly becomes maybe a gang-banging exchange in the store because individual 2 pops out the store before Dupree goes back to the Benz. He seemingly is letting these dudes know, hey, it's somebody from Broadway in that store. Dupree walks out the store and has to walk past the Benz to get back to his whip. And at this time, wearing the same outfit that was captured at the gravesite, the black wife beater, black sweats, Baby Papa jumps out with the 9 and starts getting off. Dupree tries to do his shit and get up out of there, and he's hit multiple times. At the same time, Big Papa opens the passenger door, dressed in the same outfit, flamed all the way up from head to toe, and starts getting off with the 40, the same one used 2 hours prior in the shooting of WS from Hoover. And Lil Papa, who was driving, jumps out the front seat, tries to do what he do, but Dupree has ran and he's collapsed on Avenue L. They hop back into the Benz and drive over to where he collapsed and proceeded to shoot him multiple times on Avenue L, taking his life as well, marking the 3rd victim in one night in successive shootings, 2 murders, all in the name of Tiny Scrap from Pasadena Denver Lane Bloods. At 9:35, you know where they went. They're back at the gravesite with individual 1, 2, and 3 celebrating and soaking up that demonic energy over here inside the cemetery. But June 26, 2024, in the early morning, the day after these shootings, 2:18, Big Papa is on Instagram, flamed up, gold chain on, playing a song saying he tried to run for his life with gunshots accompanied by the music, referring directly to the murder of Dupree Moore. And he captioned it, "Long live TS for Tiny Scrap." 4:41 a.m., they reposted some messages from Dupree's Instagram account and are now trolling the 11 Deuce Broadways on the internet. But August 29, 2024, a familiar connection pops back up. Siete Boy from the Chase robbery and Lil Papa drop a music video. Lil Papa's in the music video with the same TS chain that he had on at the cemetery 2 months prior, the day of the murders. He's holding a pistol, and him and Siete Boy are talking about crimes. Lil Papa dissing the Broadways, saying he earned his name with the CK on it, as well as his position in PDL for killing Crips. Now, all the while, exactly 30 days after these murders, July 25th, right before they dropped this music video, the feds have sat down with Tiana Graves, the security guard that worked at Chase Bank. She identified Siete as Roman Smith, and she stated that Jasmine Colin, the other bank teller, told her about them planning to wipe them victims down to that $200,000. Now, she started cooperating after the feds served a search warrant on her phone, and she got spooked because of the communication she was having between not only her co-workers, but also Siete Boy baby mama. and federal agents provided her $3,900 for relocation fees. Now, at the time where that old couple had popped in the chase, she had took a lunch break, thinking them dudes was playing. She saw that blue Chevy pull up. She didn't know that was Lil Papa and Siete in it, so she claims. And when it all went down, she called Siete baby mama, and Siete baby mama quoted that she know they got robbed because Siete and them boys did it. The call details show that she wasn't lying about that phone call between Siete's baby mama and her, and they also seen that Siete's baby mama had placed multiple phone calls to Lil Papa. The confidential informant that worked that chase said that she felt spooked because she knew Lil Papa and Siete had been involved in multiple homicides, and they threatened to kill her if she ever went to law enforcement. Mind you, Lil Papa is 1 month removed from 3 slides in the same night, and they got her spooked. She told the police that Lil Papa and Siete were best friends, and after the robbery, they disappeared. Now, Siete baby mama was trying to save her, she claims, by telling Siete not to threaten her. She said Siete beat his baby mama ass while she was pregnant and all, and hopped on the phone with her, and instead of paying her hush money, told her they'd kill her if she made statements. Now, of course, she played it cool, so the feds laced her ass up with a wire. 10 days before that music video dropped, August 14, 2024, at the direction of law enforcement, the CI meets with Siete and his baby mama to discuss the robbery. And this is when Siete baby mama said that Lil Papa is becoming more aggressive, tripping on them drugs. She was approximately 7 months pregnant at this time with Siete's baby when they observed that domestic violence call when he whooped on her. And this is when she also stated that Lil Papa was on drugs and said he's going delusional and crazy when he said he was finna kill the CI. Now, the CI was starting to plant bugs in their ears. She was playing voicemails of federal agents saying that they want to talk to her about the robbery. She said they was trying to trace the money, and Siete baby mama said that money gone. She said the only person that possibly had some paper left was Lil Papa, but police had kicked his door in Inglewood and found a gun and some racks, but he did use it to secure a private attorney to help fight these cases. And as we see, Big Papa, Lil Papa, and Baby Papa seemingly got private attorneys. Now, she says Siete boy fucked all the money off, but he isn't as stupid as Lil Papa, she claims. And when the CI start talking to Siete with the wiretap on, he states that they've been washing the money. There's no way for the feds to trace it. He said he ain't got no bank account, and Lil Papa didn't put no money in his bank account directly. He used somebody else's account, and he didn't put it in there. And she tried to spook him by saying his fingerprints was left on the old couple's vehicle. He said no, he didn't touch the vehicle, but he also didn't have gloves on. Remember, the DNA wasn't found on the couple's vehicle. It was found in the vehicle they were driving, the blue Chevy from Enterprise. But he claims he didn't have on any gloves. And after these conversations, this is when that music video drops. Now, Tiana Graves helped set this move up, played a role in it, even low-key throw Jasmine Colin under the bus. She tried to throw a wrench to the feds. They didn't bite, picked her up on it, and she's already took a plea deal in this case. Lil Papa has become the star of the show, being the lead defendant on the robbery indictment and the second defendant on the murder case. And the murder case went federal because they said that it was murder and attempted murder in aid of racketeering. They're paying the PDLs to be an enterprise, hitting them with the RICO, and gluing it with the robbery of Chase because, as we know, the banks operate in interstate commerce. They also facing money laundering, possession and use and carry and brandishing of a firearm in the furtherance of a violent crime, felon in possession of a firearm, and felon in possession of ammunition. Now, with Siete boy, when the indictment dropped, he also had a state case he was fighting. So he been sitting down in Men's Central fighting the state case, and his federal docket seemingly hasn't moved, while everybody else shit seems to be moving right along. Lil Papa went down September 24th, 2024. Grace and Siete went down October. Big Papa was already sitting in state custody, and Baby Papa is also down in the feds. But Big Papa, Lil Papa, and Baby Papa have put in 18 different objections against the prosecutors trying to hide who's snitching on them. They want to see who the confidential informants are. That's where their case is right now. But this is what happened when the PDLs and the Brims got cracking, hit for $200,000 straight cash, and the PDLs upped the ante on a demonic murder spree, man. We hope y'all learning from these dudes' mistakes Don't make the same ones, man. Stay solid in these streets. It's the best hood channel on YouTube. Rap news, street politics. We out.